Well, I was going to talk about the Surfliner issues again today, but guess what happened? As much as I'd like for this video to be scripted, I just learned about this Friday, also known as the day I'm recording this, so no script for you today, we're just going into this raw. Lunatrain! What the hell is this? A few of you may remember Dreamstar, a company that I absolutely roasted and toasted about almost a year ago at this point, because their business strategy was a bit weird and didn't really make much sense, and just in general, it seemed like Brightline had it better off than them. But just this year, specifically in February, we got what seems to be some other company trying to take the Dreamstar idea and improve it, being Lunatrain. They first came onto the scene in February of this year, 2025, and they essentially want to do the same thing as Dreamstar, but instead of one route, they're doing multiple. They even brought that multiple thing up somewhere in their website, saying that apparently they want to do multiple and not just one spin-off one, and I'm pretty sure that was a direct jab at Dreamstar. So I think it's safe to say these two companies are separate, and if anything, Lunatrain is trying to take Dreamstar and kind of give it the kiss goodbye and try and take its idea and do something better. So let's look into Lunatrain and see what they're trying to do and see if they're anything better than Dreamstar. Starting off, their website is already off to a better start because their learn more option actually works, unlike a certain someone, and unlike Dreamstar, they actually use 3D models and not dumb AI images, so already that's a big plus. It appears on their images they want to use venture coaches from Siemens that are modified to have private rooms. Lunatrain is talking about having all their trains have exclusively private rooms, like Dreamstar, but as you could probably guess from that venture idea, it appears that unlike Dreamstar, who has said that they want to just use old 1950s coaches refurbished, Lunatrain appears to be wanting to actually buy new equipment for their services to make it seem modern, which is already a step in the right direction because I feel like using rebuilt 1950s coaches in the modern day would be not too good publicity-wise, so hey, that's a plus. And obviously, these trains, just like Dreamstar, would be overnight services where you go to bed in one place and you wake up the other. Now, all of this stuff is all fine and dandy, but let's look into the nitty-gritty to see how they'd actually plan on doing this. Lunatrain is very new, only a few months old at the time of me recording this video, so obviously they've said barely anything on how they plan to fund the initial service, what routes they're actually going to for sure do, and a bunch of other things, etc, etc. But for the time being, what they've stated and what they've shown is that they want to start kind of on the East Coast / Midwest and then potentially work their way westward, but they haven't said that for sure. A lot of their routes seem to be based off existing Amtrak routes, which, as I mentioned with Dreamstar, is kind of not the best thing to do because it's just pretty much directly competing with Amtrak, which already has a very established network, which while isn't great, it works. But as a bit of a counterpoint, it appears Lunatrain wants to offer quote-unquote competitive prices or something along those lines. Basically, they're saying they want their prices to be cheaper than air travel for around the same amenities, which, considering Amtrak's prices, is actually pretty good if they're going to be cheaper than Amtrak and provide modern amenities from the start, unlike Amtrak with their already getting pretty old superliners, then it actually seems like maybe this will work. Definitely work a lot better than Dreamstar. My only worry is that they said, just like Dreamstar, they want to start soon. As on the bottom of their website, it says Lunatrain is launching soon. That doesn't bode well because, as I mentioned in my Dreamstar video, if they want to use Siemens equipment, Siemens is very overloaded right now, and it's going to be a hot minute until they get that North Carolina facility open and running. So for the time being, if they want to get equipment from Siemens, they need to get it now, because the wait for that kind of stuff is like 4 years or something just for like a fleet of Chargers, let alone a fleet of Ventures. So if they really want to do this, they're gonna not only have the money to do it, because that's expensive as hell, but also maybe kind of not tell people that they're launching soon, and maybe tell them, hey, wait a bit, because this is gonna take a while if they want to buy entirely new equipment, which it seems like they really want to do. There's also the very far off chance that maybe Lunatrain wants to try and partner with someone like, for example, Brightline, who actually has some kind of financial backing to get equipment to maybe get their own stuff up and running so they can actually start making a profit. Because for the time being, Lunatrain and their peeps have said pretty much nothing about their financial backing or anything really. They just said they want to do this, but they haven't said how. And it very much seems like, no, they're not building their own right-of-ways, because that would just make the project even more expensive. They'd be running on the basic freight-owned right-of-ways, which is going to be a bit of an issue. But Dreamstar was given approval by UP pretty damn easily, so I guess if Lunatrain wants to do the basic Amtrak thing of 2 trains per day in each direction, maybe like one more round trip if they're feeling spicy, then maybe that could actually work. Who knows? Freight companies are a bit more lenient than a lot of people think sometimes. But overall, it seems like Lunatrain is a project to keep your eye on if you're kind of giving up on Dreamstar, which, let's be honest, I've heard nothing from the Dreamstar project at all in like ages. They did update their website recently, which was, I guess, kind of cool, but so far they haven't done anything past ask for right-of-way acquisitions, which they haven't received any more responses yet except for from UP. So who knows? Maybe Lunatrain will do something. Maybe they'll end up in the same place as Dreamstar. I don't know. I'm gonna hold my roasting judgment for a bit until more stuff happens, because unlike Dreamstar, who basically set themselves up for a full-on roast, Lunatrain seems like they're in a bit of a better direction than Dreamstar, but who knows? We just gotta wait and see. The good thing about Lunatrain, and I guess even Dreamstar, is that this shows that people are seeing the demand in rail recently, and it looks like that demand is only going to get bigger and bigger as newer generations are tending to lean more towards public transportation than cars and stuff. So it appears that, who knows, maybe this is a sign of things to come, that we'll start seeing more and more companies pop up trying to do something with rail, and maybe we'll get another Brightline and see if one is going to try and stick and make things happen, or end up like Dreamstar and end up doing nothing and just kind of looking like a whole embarrassment. But without much left to say, there's my little talk on Lunatrain. I probably will do a better, more scripted, more well put together video on this topic soon enough. Maybe I'll include it on the next 5008 show episode once the 5008 sub special comes out. Better late than never special, I know, but we're working on that, trust me. But anyways, yeah. Stay tuned for maybe possibly a follow-up video for this, and just in general, stay tuned for more videos. So, I was 5008 Creations, you're the viewer, and I'll see you in the future. Goodbye.